The first Hungarians of Saskatchewan landed around 1880. Subsequent waves arrived through the 20th century. Before World War I, these immigrants were mostly farm workers, along with their families. Some, however, were laborers, who had first immigrated to Pennsylvania and had later been attracted by cheap homestead opportunities offered by the Canadian government. These people settled in many areas of Saskatchewan. In certain communities, people of Hungarian ethnic origin formed the majority of the population. Some of these settlements were given Hungarian names such as Esterházy, Kaposvár, Otthon, and Zala. The total number of Hungarian settlers in Saskatchewan before World War I was about 10,000. About 500 Hungarians lived in Saskatoon. During the 1920s, this number diminished during the economic recession of the 1930s to about 150 to 200. Up until the immigration wave, which took place at the end of World War II, few immigrants had a university education. Most of the Hungarians who settled in Saskatoon had steady jobs, ranging from manual labor to skilled trades, while some farmed or worked on farms in the vicinity of the city. Other immigrants established businesses. John Remy, building contractor, Louis Rendick, cabinet maker, and Tivadar Klein, electrical contractor, became prominent businessmen and employers of many people. Danish Sebestyén, a stationary engineer at the Empire Meat Company, did a great deal in helping Hungarian immigrants and in the founding of the Hungarian Society of Saskatoon. Among the immigrants from Hungary were three ministers from the Reformed Protestant churches. Reverend F. Hoffman, C. H. Farkas, and A. Doci served the Hungarian community of Saskatoon and the outlying townships where Hungarians lived. Indeed, their provision of church services in the Hungarian language helped to keep the communities together.
Hármat fújott a fekete kánya, engem szeret a kedvadna lánya. Kiki-tyimbe, kukutyomba, gyere rózsám a karomba. Kiki-tyimbe, kukutyomba, gyere rózsám a karomba. Nem ülök én a kocsijára, nem kell nékem a barna lánya. Kiki-tyembe, kukutyomba, gyere rózsám a karomba. Kiki-tyimbe, kukutyomba, gyere rózsám a karomba.
The Hungarian Society was eventually established in Saskatoon in 1934. This was a non-political organization named after Endre Ady, a well-known poet in Hungary. The society had about 85 members, most of them living in Saskatoon and area. They held regular business meetings in rented halls around the city and had a library with magazines and books. The basic philosophy of the members of the Ady Society was to help each other, share Christian principles, and maintain the Hungarian language and customs. Its members wanted to become good Canadians, but they wanted also to help the old country and to remedy the unjust division of Hungary after the First World War. The activities of the Ady Society were interrupted by the outbreak of World War II. After the war, the members of the Ady Society rented the basement of the Kibitz Inn on 20th Street for occasional meetings and the traditional festivities. Eventually, the society registered on May 12, 1949, under the Non-Profit and Charitable Organization Act as the Hungarian Society of Saskatoon. There were about 85 members of this revived society, basically including all the previous members of the Ady Society. The new society decided to build the Hungarian Hall in 1949. A lot on 323 Avenue F was bought from the city for $35. The building of the hall was indeed a remarkable achievement, in which volunteer work was a major factor. Upon completion, the hall was able to seat about 100 persons on the main floor. The basement housed the kitchen, storage, and washroom facilities. After 1950, all functions of the society were held in this hall.
Vacsorával vetett ágyal várlak haza téged. Muzsikának szép a hangja, kis angyalom, gyere haza, de csak úgy, ha lehet.
There was practically no immigration from Hungary to Saskatoon between 1939 and 1956, when the Iron Curtain had fallen across Europe. After many years of low immigration numbers, the society was not ready for the sudden influx of large numbers of Hungarians who arrived in Canada in 1956. About 160 Hungarians came to Saskatoon. They were given a tremendous welcome. The people of the society offered accommodation and full board to each newcomer until they could establish themselves. The Hungarian society had a fresh task. The newcomers had to be taught the English language and the way of life in Canada. These immigrants were young people. Many arrived with their families, and some were single. None had an easy time adapting to the new life. The Hungarian society furnished a cultural home for these people. The various aspects of their new life could be discussed in their mother tongue, and the traditional festivities and dances could be enjoyed.
Piros bársony, a bakkancsong még az éjjel szétszaggatom. Piros bársony, a bakkancsong még az éjjel szétszaggatom. Ihajla újra, legény lettem. Ihajla újra, lány szerettem. Asszony, asszony, ki a házból, most jövök a korcsomából. Ihajla.
There were no major events to greatly influence the life of the Hungarian community during the 1960s. However, in the 1970s, the new concept of the society in Canada furnished a new stimulus. In consequence, the social image of the Hungarian has taken on a new focus. The annual 3-day folk fest in Saskatoon, with pavilions of many ethnic groups, have become a popular event. The Hungarians have participated in events since 1984. The Fonyo dance group of the Hungarian Society has participated in the annual Western Canadian Hungarian Folk Dance Festival held in various cities in Western Canada and has given excellent performances.
Nem vagyok én bodisznóba, földes úr, földes úr. Szép a farka, disznó farka, karikás, karikás. Leszek én még bodisznóba.
Unfortunately, in the mid-90s, the Hungarian Society suffered a major setback. Their beloved hall burned down. Despite this fact, the society never lost their purpose. In the late 90s, the society received its latest wave of immigration, mostly from Érdi. At the turn of the century, the Bartirta dance group was formed, and the society continued to host cultural events and celebrations and flourish as an important part of the Saskatoon Folk Fest. In 2018, the society had a chance to welcome an intern from the Hungarian government, which helped rejuvenate Hungarian language learning in the city. Currently, the Hungarian Society has 26 registered members and around 100 regular attendees of events. The society continues to be a stopgap for new Hungarian immigrants as a means to introduce them to Canadian life while offering a cultural connection to their home. The society, in a similar spirit, reminds those who have come before the importance of language, traditions, food, and a sense of community.